blues in the basement. So in this video, I want to talk about chromatic notes and how you can make them work for you. They can become your best friend. Chromatic notes is the idea that you're not thinking in terms of a scale that's organized by half steps and whole steps. You're playing a series of half steps, notes that are right next to each other. It's the equivalent of playing all the keys on a piano, one after the other. You know, white key, black key, white key, black key, half step away. So I'm going to do this in the key of G. And I'll be in G minor pentatonic. It's sort of my home base, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce a chromatic idea that you can use to get some really interesting results. So when I play it slow, it's not going to sound like a whole lot of anything, right? Start on my G. What use could that possibly be, right? Well, what are those notes? We have the G, then we have the minor third, then we have a major third. We're getting this crazy talk already, right? So then we have a 4, which that's a fairly normal note. Then we have the flat 5, which, hey, that's the blue note, right? And then we have the 5. So all those notes are reasonable in the key of G. If I were to play them without stacking them against each other, it'd be certainly normal to do my major third, or my minor third, or my 4. Perfectly reasonable. Flat 5. And of course the 5. They're all perfectly pleasant sounding notes in their own way. So the idea of stacking them next to each other is kind of an interesting idea. All right, so I'm not going to do a whole lot with these in terms of melody, but I use them often as a way to transition. So that was, which is the same. So which is a lick, it's a kind of really cool lick that that's a lick that a lot of us will play in a kind of a repeating fashion. Kind of bouncy, kind of jazzy, right? So then if I take that idea and I move it to other places I know this scale, like it's going to be, well, what can we do with that? Well, we can try the same thing. It's a little harder. It's kind of stiff in there. But here's a cool lick. And whoa, my goodness, what did I do there? Well, I started up at this note and I slid past the flat 5 and I hammered on to the major third. So it's, and then I just played, did the same thing again. Cool. All right, so just a little chromatic phrase that kind of gives things a little bit more bounce, a little bit more of a sort of a jazzy sort of bounce. You know, not full out fusion or bebop or anything, but just implies a little bit more of that flavor. So, now, here's another thing that you may have heard other people do without even realizing it, is that by bending to those degrees, those chromatic notes, you get, which is Albert King, Stevie Ray Vaughan territory, right? That's really what they're doing. Woo! 12s. That will give you that you know, cool sort of Albert King, Stevie Ray thing, but you're really playing those are just chromatic notes, just you're bending to get that. So that gives you a whole lot of things. There is 10 years worth of licks you can find just in that idea, like this. You get really greasy, sort of slippery sounding things that are almost atonal, you know, when you work those in. It's a great way to break out of that sort of boxy sounding lick that we do, right? This stuff does not sound boxy at all, because we're just adding in those chromatic notes, sort of a stepping stone to do some interesting things with.